Hey, it's Julie Kaylin, your voice of happiness. And I'm here today to talk all about hate and haters and what to do when you encounter hatred or when you come across haters. Because no one is immune to this. Unfortunately, right? Everyone in their lives at some point will encounter hatred from someone else and have haters to deal with. And no one is immune. Like yours truly, the voice of happiness, right? Still encounters sometimes haters and negative fan mail, or I don't, it's not even fan mail because they're definitely not fans, they're haters. Um but this is a super important topic because, like I said, we will all encounter this and we all have to deal with this. And more importantly than what I think about it, I want to hear all your guys' comments on this because this is super important that we collaborate on this and talk all about it so that we could be a resource to others who experience this in their daily lives, because it is a super important issue. And people unfortunately kill themselves because of online bullies or in-person bullies or hatred that they're experiencing from others. So we have to have strategies for how to deal with this, because there are real world consequences to hatred and haters in this world. So, yeah, love to hear all your guys' feedback, and I will give my thoughts right here on some hopefully helpful tips on how to deal with haters and hatred. So the first thing to realize is that hatred reflects poorly on the hater and not the hated. So what do I mean by that? Right? If someone's hating on me, that's not going to make me, question my self worth or my self value or my self confidence at all. And why is that? Well, because people that are hating and that show a lot of hatred to others, there's something going on with them. There's something wrong with them that they have to deal with. They're disturbed in some way. They have their own issues that they need to deal with. It's not a reflection on you that are receiving their hatred. And I wasn't always the happy, cheery, loving voice of happiness that you see here. I had moments in my life in the past where I was a hater to people in my life, personally, where I showed moments of hatred to them. And it's not definitely not something I'm proud of, but the reason why I'm telling this story, right, is because when I was showing hate toward others, it was because I was feeling so bad about myself deep down. And so like I wasn't fulfilling my purpose and my mission on life. And deep down I think I really disliked myself, maybe even hated myself. And it was me that had those issues that I was struggling to deal with, and it just manifested toward me being angry toward others and towards me, showing hate toward others sometimes. So it's just important to realize that if someone's showing you hate, it's nothing that you really did wrong. Well, of course, reflect and see if there is something, major that you did wrong. Like if you were showing hate first towards someone else and someone throws you hate back, just reflect on that. But sometimes people will show you hate for no reason, and of course then you're like, that it's just something on their end that they're struggling with and dealing with, usually, like I said, low self-worth, issues that they're dealing with, and hatred toward themselves for whatever reason, just their own issues that they're struggling with. So that's the main thing that you have to realize when people are hating on you and showing hatred toward you. So what else do I want to say about this? And a good way to deal with this, you will deal with it like from people you meet in person or from people online. And because of the growth of social media, right, you could receive hatred from people that don't even know you in person. It's one thing to lose your temper with a family member or spouse or significant other or child or kid or whatever, but when you receive hate from like random strangers, it's it's a whole nother level of craziness and lashing out, when people are hating on other people that they do not really know at all. And so one way that I deal with haters is, you could just ignore them is one strategy. Like if you can, like if it's a random comment on social media or anything, and just kind of ignore it. Definitely don't go showing hate back, because that's never helpful for both you and your own soul. It's not helpful for you, or it's not helpful for them. It's just going to keep fueling the hate there. Oh, and another thing you could do is block them on social media. For instance, if someone you're connected to random, or even someone in person, just cut them out of your life is a totally valid strategy. And some people might argue that that's unloving toward them, and I would argue no, that's not unloving toward them. That's them showing, or that's you showing them that they have crossed a boundary, that you have your self-worth and self-respect, and that you are going to be treated better than that, and that they need to work on their own issues. And that's perfectly valid for you to cut them out. It could sometimes that's the most loving thing you could do to someone is to say, I'm not going to take this. You go away and work on your own issues, and then when you stop being a hater, maybe you could come back into my life and we could see how things work out then. But that's perfectly loving and a perfectly valid thing that oftentimes people have to learn um, to have their own self-worth and self-love before they could show that to others, of course. And oftentimes people don't take that step to become a better person without having the consequences of being shut out socially by other people in their life. So it's kind of your loving way of helping them to progress in their lives. So there's, like I said, ignoring them, blocking them if you need to. If it's someone you encounter in your daily life or in your work, for instance, or if you're married to someone who's being a hater on you, or a parent or whatever, someone that you can't, or you would have a very hard or difficult time ignoring or blocking, or coworker or whatever. Another really good strategy for dealing with haters is to kill them with kindness, right? No matter how much hate they throw at you, just like put that smile on your face and just be as kind and as loving as you can toward them. And when I was personally being more of a hater in my life, when I was struggling, um there was someone I was in a relationship for a long time with, and there were some moments where I had told him, I hate you. And of course, right, deep down now, I know, psychoanalyzing myself, right? That I didn't really hate him. I was angry, and I had those anger issues within myself. I had a bunch of stuff to deal with. But his response anyway to that, my statement that I hated him, was very brilliant. And it was definitely a kill him with kindness kind of statement. And he would say, no matter how much you hate me, I will always love you. And there that's definitely a great way to diffuse hate in my experience, because that definitely, like, settled me down, and there's, like, no good way to come back to that comment with more hate, right? Because it's, like, just the nicest, most loving comment anyone could ever make, right? So, there's that's definitely a kill 'em with kindness strategy, and if I ever, encounter hate among someone in my own personal life or in my relationships. Thankfully, it doesn't happen too much. Usually more well behaved than I was years ago, but thankfully, no one I'm dating or in a relationship with in years has hated on me to that extreme either. Thankfully, fingers crossed. Hopefully, it'll keep going in the future. But that's a great line that I would use to someone in the future. Whether you're in a romantic relationship with them, or if they're a coworker, or someone, a family member, whoever, a friend. If they're hating on you, just be like, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'll always care about you. Is like a good response to that, or just let me know if you ever want to talk or anything like that. It's a good response. But yeah, definitely, I know sometimes it's hard, and we lose our tempers. Sometimes, it happens to the best of us, and sometimes you're tempted to respond to hate with more hate, but just do your best to control yourself and Kill them with kindness if you can. You know, if you don't want to take that strategy, ignoring, blocking, either permanently or temporarily is definitely a good way to diffuse that issue as well. And especially too, if at least until people calm down and calm their tempers. So those are some of my key strategies for dealing with hate and haters. And just remember, it's not about you. Keep up your self esteem. You keep in the light, keep caring about others, keep loving others. You know, don't stoop to that hate level, you know, keep fulfilling your happiness and your mission, and just have compassion for the people who are haters. Cause I like I said, I know when I was when I was a hater, I was struggling with things in my life. So just have compassion and as best you can, and definitely keep your self-worth and self-esteem up because you are worthy. You are loved even when you may encounter a hater that makes you doubt that for a split second. Don't doubt that. And yeah, even when sometimes when I encounter haters nowadays, I'm just like so far in the light and so far into the happiness that it'll kind of make me chuckle, you know, the a hating comment toward me. You know, as the voice of happiness nowadays. And I'm just like, yeah, it just let it bounce off you, and don't take it too seriously. But yeah, I want to hear all of your comments, like I said, because this is a super important issue. Um, you know, unfortunately, people kill themselves sometimes because they encounter haters or bullies. So it's definitely a serious issue that we need to talk about. Put your strategies in the comments, please. And yeah, please also like, share, subscribe to this video if you haven't yet. And feel free to contact me anytime at julie@juliekaylin.com if you just want to say hi, or if you want to talk further or anything like that. And what else? If you haven't signed up for my email list, please do so. The link is in the description box below. Totally feel like I'm forgetting something as always, but this is definitely a good start to this discussion. And yes, all right, look forward to hearing all your comments. And until the next video, I am wishing you much happiness, joy, and hate-free times. All right, talk with you soon.